The owner of Deathball himself just came out and said a couple minutes ago that Deathball 2.0 is coming out very, very quickly. If you guys want to know all the details, stay tuned for this whole video and let's get into it. So literally 3 minutes ago, I was just playing, good old Basketball Zero, playing different games and such, just having a good time. And then at 3 minutes ago, it says, okay, I don't know how to say this, but a bunch of emojis and all that. He said, turns out we had to do way more work than anticipated in this message above. I wish homie would have said that like a month or month and a half, 2 months ago, instead of just going like, he didn't go complete silence, but I always like better communication. But anyway, let's read on. And it says, and I actually can't believe I finally get to say this, but it's finally happening. Finally happening. And then we get a bunch of emotes right here. And this has literally happened 3 months ago. This is wild. And it says, in the next day or two, Deathball will be shut down and be open only to early access players for final phases of testing. That's going to be really cool. And it said we expect this to last roughly 72 hours, which is 3 days, so we can get some feedback and fix any issues. Everyone here will have a chance to get an early access announcement about that will soon come. And then during this time, I will begin to post update sneaks and information every now and then, which will give you the detail of every single feature plus changes that are coming to Deathball. There are a lot. And after early access has ended, Deathball 2 will be live. So, this is crazy stuff. And it says, and our update cycle will begin. Thanks for letting us cook. Can't wait for you guys to see the Deathball team. So we finally have it from the owner himself. The game's coming out very shortly. So the question is, when exactly? If we want to be extra lenient, let's say a month at the latest. You might be thinking, well, a month just is way too long. Knowing Sub and the preparation him and his team likes to take, and you never know the unexpected journeys and such that can come along the way. Let's just say play it safe for a month. If we want to be, if I had to give a more precise answer, I'll say within 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, but a month at the latest, unless something crazy horrible goes where they like really need to go back to, to the drawing board and change some things up because a bunch of things went crap in the testing. I don't know. I'm just kind of throwing theories out there. But yeah, it says finally happening. So in the next day or two, we're going to bring out the little roadmap here. So within 2 days, so that'll be Thursday, Deathball will be shut down and be open only to early access players for our final phases of testing. And then we expect it to last 72 hours. So let's say it starts Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Thursday, Sunday. During this time, I begin to post updates, sneaks, and information every now and then, which will give you the details of every single feature and changes that are coming to Deathball. So after that, we wait about 2 days, then 3 days, roughly speaking, of testing. So, and then probably next week, we'll start to get update sneaks. We'll get, it says every information, every now and then. So it's just like, I think I'm going to lean more towards my 1 month. I think the next couple weeks or so are going to be leaks and such, and I think within a month at the latest, we should have Deathball 2.0. And he's going to give every single feature and changes that are coming to Deathball, which is really cool. So I'm I like to see the list and such. I like to see patch notes. I don't like it when certain games that should remain nameless don't put certain information in their game. It's freaking annoying. Or certain information that can really be pertinent to the players like us. So, yeah. And after early access ended, Deathball 2 will be live, and our update cycle will begin. So hopefully within a month, Deathball 2.0 will come out. I've seen some pictures. I've seen some leaks. I have been tempted myself to post about it, even though they have said not to do it. But I was getting to a certain point where, like, I felt like the game wasn't going to get updated, so I was like, screw it, I'll just come out the leaks just to at least show what they could have been like. But now that we have this information, and it's really cooking and such, I'm not going to do any links because I know that it's going to be coming out very shortly. And it's been well over a year since, like, March. That's crazy. So, he made his fat money stacks, his Roblox. I don't even know how much he made. Probably made millions and millions and millions, hundreds of millions, maybe, probably, maybe in the billions. I don't know. From Anime Defenders, that game, when it first came out, was 200,000 active players and just popped off. So, in a way, that's good, because you might be wondering, why is that a good thing? Well, you think about it. He made a new game to capitalize on an opportunity of a lifetime to get a lot of money, and a lot of this money now can basically, he doesn't necessarily have to worry about coming up with a game that's going to make a ton of money. Like, he just had his cash cow, so now he can step aside and not have to worry about that, and now he can focus on a game that's not going to make as much, but because he made so much from his cash cow, Anime Defenders, now he can start putting his heart and soul again into this game, which is good for us. So since he basically had his good time with Anime Defenders, now he can start to just put all his 100% energy into this game and start coming out with frequently updates and still make decent money, I assume. To have 10,000 active players, like, you're probably making good, you're making good money. But he's probably set just at least a good amount with his Anime Defenders game, so he doesn't have to worry about, like, oh man, I should probably leave Deathball for a game that's going to give me a lot more long term to help me sustain me better. But yeah, so it's a good thing. He had his fun with Anime Defenders. Now he can focus 100% on this, and he'll be less enticed to leave and do it again. And it seems like it's probably in a good way that it took a lot more than he was expecting, because it just makes it feel like it's going to be more of a bigger change to the game, and not just like something very minute, just very minuscule, but something that's going to be very, dramatic, or not dramatic, but, very contrast to Deathball 1.0, something that's going to be like crazy. So I'm looking forward to it. I really want to see what all this is going to be like, because I've been waiting. Deathball is one of those games that just help, kickstart my, accelerate my career in the YouTube world. I'm not making full-time money, but it's definitely an accelerator to get there. And I really appreciate all the people that appreciate, developers and all that of this game, to where I can be able to make content, and the people are very nice. I know I've said some critiquing things about Sub, but I still stand by it, the lack of transparency and such. But, Sub, he's came through. I appreciate it at the end of the day. Can't be mad at him. If I had to go an opportunity and I was developing a game, I'd probably put more energy on that to take care of my family long term. So, yeah, this is really cool. I appreciate Sub and developers, and we're going to start making some more content and such, hopefully within the next month, and just bring this back into more of the more into the YouTube content cycle that I make. And I've already established myself here in this sphere as well, so I know I'll still get good views and such. And yeah, so you guys all have a good one. I appreciate you all, and bye-bye.